Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member Warren. I want to start off by saying that for the nominees that are before us, your responsibilities are pivotal, not just for our country, but for the world. And I feel it's unfortunate that you did not each get the requisite time that was commensurate with how important your positions are. I will ask you some questions for the record so that you are not all left out. But right now, I want to focus my questions on you, Mr. Atkins. I'm deeply concerned about your record. And even in the course of this hearing, when asked about why the financial crisis happened, I have here SEC distractions. I have ancillary issues. Instead of the question when it was posed to you, was there overregulation? You said misregulation. You mentioned Fannie and Freddie. Was there anything that you got wrong?
Well, Senator, I was one of 5 commissioners, and obviously I was not in charge. And, during that time, there were things that I disagreed with, which when I was talking about distractions, I really believe that some of the things that then chairman was pushing and that he had a majority on, I do think that it distracted the staff from focusing on the real problems of over-leveraging in the securities industry, which contributed to Bear Stearns issue, and then the underlying issues of Fannie and Freddie, where the securitization of subprime mortgages and the distortions that did to the marketplace were really critical. And with the Congressional Oversight Panel.
But was there anything that you got wrong when you look back? Was there something you would have done differently?
Well, I think as far as looking at the over leveraging and what the staff did or did not do, and I think that's one thing that I believe the SEC should have been more on top of.
Did you vote for the Consolidated Supervised Entity Program?
I did. It was a unanimous vote by the commission, but I did ask the crucial question, do you, the staff, have enough resources to effectively take on that burden? And I was assured by the staff and the chairman, yes, and I think that was part of the problem.
I think looking back, we know that this allowed the 5 large investment banks to extremely leverage positions in mortgage-backed securities that ultimately failed and bankrupted or seriously destabilized those firms. And the SEC's Inspector General determined that this program and the poor oversight of these banks by the SEC contributed to the crisis. And as Senator Warnock said, we saw people lose their homes, people lose their jobs and their retirement savings. I hope that we will learn some lessons. Right now, the administration isn't really waiting to deregulate. It's kind of dismantling day-by-day operations. It's my understanding that the SEC has shuttered regional offices, including the Philadelphia office that serves Delaware, and offered buyouts, maybe $50,000 for people to resign or retire. Do you agree with shuttering these regional offices?
Well, Senator, it's been now 15 years since I was at the agency, so I don't really know what the management is like or what the efficiency is or how best to make sure that we're using taxpayer money.
Did you think they were overstaffed when you were there?
Well, I don't really remember, and I wasn't. Again, the commissioners don't have influence really over the HR part of the agency. So, as chairman coming in, that will be on my desk.
I think one of the big concerns is that without the staff, it's hard to have oversight. A lot of folks rely on the SEC, the no action letters. For example, businesses that are trying to process an IPO. And so I think it's going to be vitally important that there actually be people there that can do the work.
Yeah, they are vital.
Very vital. Lastly, I would just say, as a person coming from a state where the financial sector is vitally important, your jobs are important. The we have 6 CDFIs in our state. We have Community Bank. And so these banks, these institutions support small businesses, they support our communities. And so I hope that there will still be a strong focus on them as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Thank you, ma'am.